Good morning and welcome to JJK Yoga. As always, we're going to start in a supine position. So just start to bring yourself to your mat when you're ready. So today I would like you to bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees splay out. Palms down by your sides, facing up towards the ceiling. So just take a moment here to arrive to your mat. Make sure you're nice and comfortable. If you have blocks, you can place a block under each thigh. If this position is really uncomfortable, then just have your knees bent, feet on the mat, hip distance or wider, and then just draw your knees in together. For anyone that's just logged in to join us, we're just coming down to a supine position, soles of the feet touching, knees splayed out. Once you find that nice comfortable position, just close your eyes here and start to bring your awareness within. Take a moment here to scan your body and notice if you're holding on to any tension. Now slowly start to bring your gaze to your breath. Just take a moment to notice your natural breath. And we're going to slowly start to move towards our yogic breath, the Ujjayi breath, which involves breathing in and out of the nose. As you breathe in and out of the nose, you create that slight restriction to the back of the throat, which creates an audible breath, almost like an ocean wave rolling in and out. As you inhale, allow your belly to rise and the sides of your ribs to expand, filling the whole torso up with as much oxygen as you can. And then as you exhale and draw the breath out of the body, slowly start to lift your pelvic floor and draw your navel towards your spine. Just continue with this breath and the movement of your torso. If you find it difficult to connect your breath with the movement of your belly, then just gently place your palms over the front of your belly so your fingertips are touching just in front of your belly button. And then as you inhale, you can feel your belly rise as your fingertips come apart. And then as you exhale, feel the belly fall as the fingertips come to touch. Now start to count the length of your inhale and the length of your exhale. If you notice your breath lengths are different, see if you can find a point in the middle where you can start to equalise your breath. But try not to force it. On your next inhale, really draw the breath in through your pubic bone all the way up to your collarbones, really allowing your chest to expand. And as you exhale again, lift that pelvic floor, really squeeze your navel towards the spine, slowly activating your bandhas. On your next inhale, think about drawing the breath in from the sides of the torso so your ribs can really expand out to the sides. And again, as you exhale, keep that pelvic floor lifted. So you slowly start to engage your Mula Bandha and really squeeze the navel towards the spine as you start to engage your Uddiyana Bandha. So you want to keep this breath pattern through the practice to help you move into and out of poses, and also to help you stay in poses. If you find yourself holding your breath, it might mean that you've moved too far, so try not to compromise your breath for the pose. Just work within your limits. So just a couple more breaths here. So maybe just draw your last couple of breaths into any areas of tension that you might be feeling. And then after your next full breath, slowly open your eyes and bring yourself back into the room. So if you have your knees splayed out to the side, gently place your hands outside your thighs and draw your knees in together. Now everyone, bring your feet, your knees and your thighs to touch. Your knees are bent, your heels are underneath your knees. Let's do some abdominal work. So before we begin, really lift that pelvic floor. Draw your belly button towards the spine and bring your hands behind your ears, elbows nice and open. Make sure your feet are pressing firmly into the mat, and as you squeeze the thighs together, make sure your whole back is connected to the mat. So you don't want to create a gap between the mat and the back. Take an inhale here, and as you exhale, slowly lift your chest up towards your knees. So keep your neck nice and long, so draw your chin away from your chest. Inhale, slowly lower, keep the shoulders off the mat by about 1 centimetre, and exhale, come back up. So when you're up, make sure that pelvic floor is still lifting up and navel is still squeezing towards the spine. Inhale, slowly lower, and exhale, come back up. So your exhale is longer than your inhale. Inhale, slowly lower, exhale, come back up. Really squeeze that navel to the spine, elbows nice and open. Inhale, slowly lower. Exhale, final one. Again, just checking on your back. Make sure your back is connected to the mat. And then slowly come down. Bring your arms down by your side. Just take a breath there. Then we're going to repeat that set. So you can keep your feet on the mat, or maybe this time you want to lift your feet off the mat. So your heels are drawing away, toes drawing in, knees are bent, knees above your hips. Bring your hands behind your ears again. Again, lift that pelvic floor, squeeze navel to spine, squeeze the legs together, make sure your lower back is connected to the mat. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, lift your shoulders off the mat and draw your chest up towards your knees. Hold it there. Inhale, slowly lower. Try not to drop all the way. Exhale, come back up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, back up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, up. Inhale, lower. And exhale all the way back up. Last one. Squeeze there. And then slowly come back down. Drop your feet. Take a breath there. Okay, so this time again we're going to all lift our feet off the mat, legs parallel to the mat, knees over the hips to begin with. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some side crunches now. We're going to try to do this for about a minute. So as you've got two options. So if you have lower back issues, this is the first option. As you draw your left elbow towards your right knee, you can place your left toes on the mat. Or as you draw your right elbow your left elbow towards your right knee, you can draw your left leg away. And then we alternate it with the other side. Okay? So option to drop the lengthened leg, the foot on the mat, or just keep that leg up. So we're going to do this for a minute. So when you're ready, take an inhale, lift that pelvic floor, squeeze navel to spine. As you exhale, slowly lift. Now slowly start to draw your left leg away as you draw your left elbow towards your right knee. Inhale, come back. Exhale, right elbow to the left knee, right leg drawing away. So really squeeze as you draw the elbow to the knee. Remember, you inhale to come back, exhale to squeeze. So don't move too fast, just really work on that squeeze. So we're doing this for about a minute. Again, make sure the back is connected to the mat. If you start to get tired, just place that leg lengthening where you just place a foot on the mat. We're nearly halfway. Okay, halfway, guys. "20 seconds. Last 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower yourself back onto the mat. Place the feet on the mat. Try not to draw your knees into your chest just yet. And then draw your legs up towards the ceiling. So your hands are going to be down by your side. If you have any lower back issues, you can plant your hands underneath your lower back. Okay? And then draw your heels away, toes in. Remember, if you have tight hamstrings, you can have a bend in your knee. Again, lift that pelvic floor, squeeze the navel towards the spine. Take an inhale. As you exhale, slowly lower that right leg down towards the mat. Keep drawing that heel away. Hold it about an inch off the mat. Inhale back up. Exhale, lower the left leg down. So keep that pelvic floor lifted as you draw that left heel away. Hold it. Inhale back up. Exhale the right leg. So use your banders to create this movement. Feel the fire in your belly. Inhale back up. Exhale the left leg. Keep squeezing navel to spine. Inhale back up. So try not to move too quickly. Last set. Exhale the right leg away. Really draw that heel away. Make sure that pelvic floor is lifted. Navel is really squeezing towards the spine. Your belly should be firing now. Inhale back up. Exhale the left leg. Inhale back up. Well done, guys. Now, bring your legs to touch your knees, your thighs, your feet. Draw the heels away. Press down into your shoulders and your hands. Lift that pelvic floor, squeeze navel to spine, and then we're going to slowly lower our legs down for 10, 9, 8. Keep drawing the heels away. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Bring your arms over your head, reach the toes away from you, just lengthening the whole body. Stretch out the right, the left side, and then just draw your knees into your chest. Just have a gentle hug of your knees in. And then slowly place your left foot onto the mat and keep your right knee drawn into your chest. Take an inhale. As you exhale, draw that knee towards your right armpit. On your next inhale, just extend that leg up towards the ceiling. Wrap your hands around your right thigh. Just keep drawing that heel away. Just breathe into the back of that right hamstring. If you have a tight hamstring, just bend your knee. Try to keep that right hip pressing down into the mat. Now slowly bend that knee, place the outside of that foot onto the left thigh. So you can either stay with your foot on the mat, left foot on the mat, and use your right hand to draw that right leg away. Or you can lift the left foot off the mat, wrap your hands around your left thigh, and use your right arm to draw the right leg away. Again, try to keep the hips squared and pressing into the mat. Right foot is flexed. Slowly lower the left foot down, release the right foot, and draw the left knee into the chest. Take an inhale as you exhale, draw that knee towards your left armpit. On your next inhale, extend that leg up to the ceiling. Wrap your hands around your left thigh. Keep drawing that left hip down, just breathe into the back of that left hamstring. Again, if you've got a tight hamstring and you need to bend the knee, you can do. Inhale, and as you exhale, bend that knee and place the outside of that foot onto your right thigh. Again, you can use your left hand to just draw your left leg away. If you want to go a little bit further, lift your right foot off the mat, wrap your hands around your right thigh, and as you draw that right leg in towards you, use your left arm to draw that left leg away. Keep the left foot flexed. Once you find that first point of resistance, you just hold it and breathe into it. And then slowly lower that right foot down, lower the left, draw your knees into your chest, maybe have a gentle rock from side to side. And then we're going to slowly make our way into tabletop, so you can just roll over to one side and make your way there, or place your hands underneath your thighs, and then just slowly rock and roll a few times on your spine. And then when you're ready, make your way to a tabletop position. So in your tabletop position, you want your wrists directly under your shoulders, knees directly under your hips. And as you inhale, draw that tailbone back and chest forward. Exhale, slowly round the spine up towards the ceiling, chin towards your chest. Inhale, tailbone back, chest forward. Imagine you're drawing the shoulders down towards your knees. Exhale, navel towards the ceiling, chin towards your chest. Really round through your shoulders. Last one, inhale. Remember your gaze is forward. And exhale. Now slowly come to sit on your heels. Bring your big toes to touch. Knees hip distance or slightly wider. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, you're going to slowly walk your hands forward and make your way to a child's pose. If your forehead doesn't reach the mat, just place a block or a cushion underneath your forehead. If you don't have that, you can just use your hands. Really inhale, reaching forward. Exhale, draw those hips back. Slowly lift your head about an inch off the mat. Take an inhale. As you exhale, walk your hands to the top left-hand corner. Keep drawing that right hip back and place your right palm over your left hand. Then drop that right shoulder and drop your forehead back onto the mat, just extending the right side of your body. Next inhale, slowly walk your hands back to centre. As you exhale, walk your hands over to the top right hand corner, bringing your left palm on top of your right hand, drawing your left hip back. Again, drop your left shoulder and just feel that extension along the left side of your body. And as you inhale, slowly just walk your hands back to centre, coming back into your child's pose. And then from here, we're going to slowly start to make our way into our first downward dog. So bring your hands a couple of inches forward, hands about shoulder width apart. Really spread your fingers nice and wide. Make sure your wrist creases are in line with the top edge of your mat. Then tuck your toes, and as you inhale, lift your knees off the mat as you draw your hips all the way back. And then you can just pedal out your feet here. Just keep drawing your hips all the way back. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Come high onto your tippy toes now. Keep the hips reaching up high. Take an inhale. As you exhale, drop your heels over to the left and gaze under your right shoulder, really extending the right side of your torso. Inhale, draw the heels all the way back up. And as you exhale, drop the heels to the right, gazing under your left shoulder now. It's feeling that extension along the left side of your torso. And then inhale all the way back up. Keep pressing down for your fingertips, drawing those hips back. Now, take an inhale. As you exhale again, lift that pelvic floor, squeeze navel to spine. And then as slow as you can, you're going to tiptoe your feet towards your hands. Now really lift your hips and engage your bandhas. When you reach the top of your mat, just place your feet down. Have your feet about hip distance. Drop your head and let your chest hang over your thighs. So bend your knees if you need to, but keep your hips reaching up. And then you can grab opposite elbows here. Maybe nod the head yes, no. Releasing any tension at the back of the neck. You can sway the hips from side to side, just releasing any tension in your lower back. Just a couple more breaths here. Just breathing into the backs of those hamstrings. And then slowly release those arms, press down into your heels. And as you inhale, roll up to standing. Bring your arms up and over your head, hands into prayer. Gaze towards me. Bring the insides of your feet, your knees and your thighs to touch. Keep that pelvic floor lifted, navel towards the spine. Inhale, reach your arms up and over your head. Grab the back of your right wrist with your left hand. Now really reach those right fingertips up towards the ceiling, right heel down towards the mat. Take an inhale. As you exhale, draw the hands over to the left, hips over to the right. Really stretching out the right side of your body. And then back to center. Take the back of your left hand with your right hand. Reach your left fingertips up to the ceiling. Press the left heel down. Take an inhale. As you exhale, slowly draw the hips over to your left, hands over to your right. Just extending the left side of your body. Try to keep your shoulders in line with your hips. And then slowly come back to center. Hands in prayer. Come to the front of your mat. Let's do some sun salutations. So keep about a footprint in front. Inhale, reach your arms up and over your head. Exhale, slowly roll down to standing forward fold. Inhale, come into your fingertips or fingertips on your shins, torso halfway. Exhale, plant your hands down and step your right foot back, drop your knee, inhale, chest forward. Exhale, plant your hands down and step back into a plank pose. Shoulders are over your wrists, create a nice straight line, keep squeezing your navel to your spine. Draw those heels back, really allow the shoulders to round, so you want to create a nice straight line. Then drop your knees, keep the hips nice and high, and then you're going to slowly lower your chin and chest down towards your hands, elbows drawing back, scoop your body forward, untuck your toes, come into a low cobra. Draw the shoulders down your back. And then from there, slowly make your way into a downward dog. So in your downward dog, again, hands about shoulder width apart, feet hip distance. If you've got tight hamstrings, you can have a bend in your knees. Just draw your chest towards the top of your thighs. Try to shift the weight back into your feet. Keep the hips reaching up high. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Then slowly gaze between your hands. Step your right foot through. Draw up your back knee. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, bring your left foot to your right foot. We're back in our standing forward fold. Drop your head. Now press down into your heels as you slowly roll up to standing. Arms up and over your head, hands through prayer. Let's do that again. Inhale. Exhale, slowly swan dive down. Inhale, halfway. So keep drawing your shoulders down your back. Exhale, plant your hands down. This time step your left foot back, drop your knee, chest forward. Now slowly step your right foot back into your plank pose. Hold it there. Keep drawing those thighs up towards the ceiling. So try to shift the weight from the upper body into the back body. Drop your knees. Hips nice and high, and then slowly lower your chin and chest between your hands. Scoop your body forward. Inhale, chest forward. Low cobra. Exhale, we're back into our downward dog. Really press down for your fingertips and the outer edges of your hands and draw those hips back. So really draw the energy up through the hips. Try to shift that weight into the back body. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. And then slowly gaze between your hands. As you inhale, slowly step your left foot through this time. Drop your back knee, chest forward. Exhale, right foot to left foot, standing forward, fold. Inhale, slowly roll up to standing. Arms up and over your head. Hands through prayer. Bring your feet to touch now. So feet, the insides of your feet, your knees, your thighs, squeeze them together. Sit back, we're going to come into our chair pose. So shift the weight into your heels. Tuck your tailbone, squeeze navel to spine. Inhale, raise your arms towards your ears. Chest forward, shoulders drawing down your back. Make sure the weight is in your heels. Tuck your tailbone. Exhale, standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, draw your right leg back into a runner's lunge. Exhale, plank. So this time you're going to come down through knees, chest, chin, what we've been doing, or you're going to come through your chaturanga into an upward dog. So choose the option that's right for you. If you're coming through chaturanga, slowly lower, shift your body forward, come down in a straight line, elbows over your wrists, come to the tops of your feet, and then come into your upward dog. Don't let your knees or thighs touch the floor. Gaze forward. And as you exhale, roll over your feet and come into your upward dog, come into your downward dog. So we'll all meet in downward dog. So option to come into a quick child's pose here, or we're going to do some abdominal work. So if you're joining me for the abdominal work, slowly raise that right leg up to the ceiling as you inhale. And as you exhale, draw your shoulders over your wrist, bend the knee and draw that right knee to the top of that right arm. Hold it there, squeeze navel to spine. Inhale, leg back. Exhale, twist the body. Draw that knee to the top of the left arm. Keep squeezing. Inhale, leg back. Exhale, we're going to draw that knee to the chin, the nose and the forehead. Really scoop that, the abdominals up. Round through your shoulders. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, drop the leg. So if you're in your child's pose, come up now. And we're all going to gaze between our hands and step our right foot through, drop our back knee. So make sure your right heel and your right knee are stacked. And then maybe shift your left leg back. And we're just going to hold it there and breathe into the front of that left hip and quadricep. Maybe you can feel it on the outside or inside of your right leg. Take an inhale. As you exhale, slowly shift those hips back, extend the front leg. Toes can reach up to the ceiling, torso drawing in towards the inside of that right leg. Inhale, slowly come forward, chest forward. Exhale all the way back. Inhale all the way forwards. This time we're going to bring our hands to the inside of our right leg. So draw that right knee in towards that right arm. You can stay there or maybe come down to your elbows. If you've got blocks, you can always place the blocks under your elbows if you're not quite there yet. If you're down on your elbows, again check your right knee is drawing into your right arm. Try not to let that right hip shoot forward as well. Now slowly come back up. And we're going to step that front leg back and come back into our plank and then back into our downward dog. So again, option to come into a quick child's pose, or we're going to do some abdominal work on the left side. So if you're joining me, Slowly, as you inhale, lift your left leg up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, draw that left knee to the top of the left armpit. Really squeeze navel to spine. Inhale, leg back. Exhale, draw that knee to the top of the right arm. So really twist and squeeze. Inhale, leg back. Exhale, draw the knee to the chin and over the forehead. Keep squeezing navel to spine, let the shoulders round. Inhale, leg back. Exhale, drop it down. So if you're in a child's pose, come up into your downward dog now. We're going to gaze between our hands and step our left foot through, drop our back knee. So again, check your left knee and your left heel are stacked, and then walk that right leg further back. Once you find that first point of resistance, just hold it there and breathe into it. Take an inhale. As you exhale, slowly scoot the hips back, lengthen the front leg. Toes reach up to the ceiling. Torso to the inside of that left leg. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. This time bring your hands to the inside of your left leg. So again, keep drawing that knee in towards that left arm. You can stay there, or maybe come down to your elbows. Or again, if you've got blocks, you can use the blocks. Keep drawing that left knee in towards the left arm. Gaze is just forward. Again, try not to let that left hip shoot forward. Keep drawing it back. Try not to clench your toes as well. So just check your left toes aren't clenched. And then slowly bring yourself back up. Step that left leg back, and let's all come into a quick child's pose. So bring the big toes together, knees hip distance wider, and then just walk your hands forward, really extending the torso, the spine along the mat, drawing those hips back. Come onto your fingertips, maybe lift the palms off the mat. As you inhale, walk those fingertips forward, and as you exhale, draw those hips back. Try to reconnect with your breath here again. Think about breathing into the back body. And then slowly start to make your way back into your downward dog. Gaze between your hands. And this time you're going to step your right foot through into a runner's lunge. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, bring your left foot to meet your right foot, standing forward fold. Take a breath here. And then press down into your heels. You slowly roll up. Your head is last to lift. Arms up and over your head. Hands through prayer. Again, bring your feet to touch. Let's come back into our chair. So sit back, shift the weight into the heels. See if you can shift a little bit, sit back a little bit more. Tap that tailbone, squeeze navel to spine and come up into your chair. Gaze is forward. Inhale. Exhale, slowly lower your hands down, drop your head. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, this time step your left foot back into your runner's lunge. Exhale, plant the hands down, step your right foot back. So we're back into our plank pose. So again, you can drop down to knees and then come through knees, chest, chin, or you're going to come through your chaturanga into an upward dog. So choose the option that's right for you. Take an inhale. As you exhale, slowly start to lower down. Make your way through to either low cobra or an upward dog. Gaze forward if you're an upward dog. And exhale, start to make your way back into your downward dog. Again, try to shift the weight back into your feet. On your next inhale, reach your right leg up to the ceiling. Bend the knee, draw that right heel towards your right buttock as you draw the knee up to the ceiling. So you're opening up the right side of your body. Make sure the weight is equally distributed between both hands. And your gaze can be underneath your right armpit. And then slowly bring that leg down, come back into your downward dog. So again, we're going to do some abdominal work. So if you didn't join us last time, you might want to give it a go this time. So, inhale, reach that right leg up to the ceiling. Exhale, draw the shoulders over the wrist, right knee to the top of the right arm. Squeeze around. Inhale, leg up to the ceiling. Exhale, twist the body, draw the knee to the top of that left arm. Inhale, all the way back. Exhale, knee to your chin, your nose, your forehead. Squeeze it. And then inhale all the way back. Foot back onto the mat. From here, we're going to shift back into our plank. And we're going to drop the left knee down. Bring our left wrist underneath our left shoulder. And come onto the inside of our right foot. So we're in a supported side plank. Now really open the right side of the body there. And then you can start to lift the left arm up towards, left hand up towards the ceiling, palm facing forward. So your shoulders are stacked above each other. You can stay here, or you can start to lift your right heel in line with your right hip. Keep drawing that heel away. Gaze is forward. And then slowly lower the foot down, lower the hand down, come back to your plank, and make your way back to downward dog. On your next inhale, lift your left leg up towards the ceiling, bend that knee, heel towards the buttock and knee towards the ceiling. Gaze under your left shoulder, really opening up the left side of the body. Really draw that knee away. And then slowly return that foot onto the mat. Inhale, reach that leg up to the ceiling. As you exhale, you're going to slowly make your way into plank and draw that left knee to the top of the left arm and squeeze. Inhale, leg back to ceiling. Exhale, twist the body, draw the knee to the top of the right arm. Inhale, lift the leg. Exhale, draw the knee to the chin, the nose or the forehead. Inhale all the way back. And exhale, bring the foot down. So we're going to slowly shift back into our plank. This time we're going to drop our right knee down. Make sure our right wrist is underneath our right shoulder. And come onto the inside of our left leg. Bring our left hand onto the hip to begin with. Open the hip to the side wall. And then when we feel nice and supported here, we can start to raise our left arm up. Make sure your shoulders are stacked. And then you can either stay here opening your hips to the left, or maybe lift your left foot off the mat. Bring your heel in line with your hip. Gaze is forward. And just feel that expansion from your heel through to the crown of your head, from one hand to the other. And then slowly lower that foot, lower that hand back down. Bring your knee back and come to a quick child's pose. So bring your knees about hip distance, big toes to touch. Just walk your hands forward. You lower your forehead down to the mat. And then from here we're going to return back to our downward dog. Gaze between the hands. Step the left foot through, runner's lunge, inhale. And then slowly step that right foot through. Let's come to a standing forward fold. Let's just stay here for a moment. So this time, bring your feet either to touch or hip distance. And then wrap your arms around the backs of your knees. Grabbing onto the opposite elbow. And again, just let your head hang heavy. You can bend your knees here so your chest can just hang over your thighs. And just breathe into the backs of your legs. Try to relax the shoulders here. With each exhale, you might notice you can lift those hips a little bit higher. as you slowly start to open those hamstrings. Now slowly release your arms and then press down into your heels as you inhale and roll up to standing. Arms up and over your head, hands through prayer. Come to the centre of your mat. So we're going to come to a nice wide stance, leg length apart, and you're going to draw your right toes out and left toes in. So we're going to make our way into Warrior Two. So you want to bring that right heel above that, right knee above that right heel. You don't want that knee to overshoot. And your left toes are slightly turned in. Hips are facing forward, shoulders in line with your hips. So with your hands on your hips, I want you to imagine you're ripping that mat in two. As you rip that mat in two, just slowly feel your thighs activate. Then bring your hands to heart center, palms facing down. Drop your shoulders, so soften the shoulders and arms. Keep the hands nice and active, and then reach the hands away from each other. Imagine someone's pulling those hands, and gaze over your front hand. Keep your banders engaged, so keep lifting that pelvic floor and squeezing navel to spine. Gaze over your front hand. So remember, you want to try to bring that front leg parallel to the mat, but you don't want to shoot forward, so you want to keep the shoulders over your hips. The weight is equally balanced between both feet. Then slowly lower your back hand onto your thigh, reverse your right hand, reach it forward as you inhale, and as you exhale, bring it up and over as you come into reverse warrior. So your gaze can be down towards your back hand. Keep pressing down through that back foot. That back leg is active. Keep the bend in the front knee. Now, on your next inhale, you're going to place that front arm onto your front thigh. Back hand stays where it is. And then you're going to slowly scoop the back hand forward and over. Turn the little finger down towards the mat. Really press down through that left foot. Extend through that left arm, opening the side body towards the ceiling. Extended side angle pose. Try not to collapse into your arms, so keep lifting out for that right arm. And then slowly come back to your Warrior Two. Now from there, extend your front leg. Extend that leg by drawing a kneecap up. And then heel toe the back foot in. Place your back hand on your hip. Reverse your, turn your front palm to face forward, to face me. And then we're going to start to make our way into Trikonasana, triangle pose. So pressing down for your back foot, I want you to extend your right hand forward, right hip back. Right hand forward, right hip back. When you can't reach forward or extend back any further, place the back of that hand onto the inside of that right leg. Now really scoop your right waist under, and then open that left hip. And then see if you can extend that left arm up. So your shoulders are stacked again. Gaze can be to your top hand, or it can just be forwards. Keep pressing down through that back heel and the outer side of that back foot. Try not to lock out that front knee, so keep drawing that kneecap up. And then slowly come back up. And then bend that front knee. Maybe extend your distance between your feet, and gaze over your front hand. You're back into Warrior Two. Now from here, place your left hand on your left hip, and we're going to slowly start to make our way into half moon pose. So if you've got a block, you can place a block in front of your front foot. Otherwise, you're going to try and do this without using any props. So you can place your fingertips on the mat, but ideally I want you to try to keep the fingertips off the mat. So, slowly start to draw your right fingertips down towards your right foot. Take an inhale. As you exhale, you're going to start to shift the weight into your right foot and slide the back leg in. And then, take an inhale. As you exhale, press down through that standing leg as your back leg lifts off the mat. Keep your gaze down. So you want to try to bring that back foot in line with your hip. Once you feel comfortable here, you can start to lift your top arm up. Your standing foot is working here. Now try to open the hips to the side wall. And then if you're comfortable here, you can start to turn your gaze. Oops.
If you fall out, just come back in. So work in stages, try not to move too quickly. And then we're going to slowly start to make our way back down into our warrior two again. And then place your hands on your hips, extend your front leg, turn your toes in, and step your feet in. And shake it out. Well done. Let's do that on the other side. So nice wide stance. This time turn your left toes out, your right toes in slightly, and bend your left knee. So again, keep that knee over the heel. Keep your shoulders over your hips. So start with your hands on your hips. Really press down through the outer part of your right foot. Okay. So really, once you're here, I want you to really tear that mat in two and feel your thighs activate. Then bring your hands to heart center, palms facing down. Again, soften your shoulders and arms, and then reach your hands out. So those hands are active. Gaze over your front hand, and you're in your warrior two. So keep ripping that mat in two. That back leg is working just as hard as that front leg. Then drop the back hand onto the thigh, reverse the front hand, inhale, keeping the bend in that front knee, slowly start to make your way into reverse warrior. Remember, you can just gaze down towards your back hand if you have any neck issues. And then on your next inhale, slowly bring your top arm out, back over, and place it on your front leg. Take an inhale, and slowly scoop your back hand forwards and over, and turn your little finger down towards the mat as you open the right side of the body towards the ceiling. Keep pressing down through that back foot and try not to collapse into your front leg. And then slowly return back to your warrior two and extend that front leg by drawing that kneecap up, hands to hips, and just heel toe the back foot in as we start to make our way to triangle pose. Reach that left hand forward, palm facing me. So try not to hyperextend that front knee, really draw that kneecap up. So as you reach the left hand forward, draw the left hip back. Left hand forward, left hip back. When you can't go any further, you place the back of that left hand to the front of that left shin. Then scoop that left waist under and open the right side of the body. And then when you're ready, you can start to extend that right arm up. So you're trying to stack the shoulders again. Gaze can be to the top hand, or it can be towards the front. Keep pressing down through that back foot. And then slowly start to make your way back up. Bend your front knee and come back into your warrior two. Now we're going to start to make our way into half moon pose. So place your back hand onto the hip. Reach your left fingertips down towards your left toes. Again, if you're using a block, place a block there. Otherwise, you're going to come with me and try not to use the floor or block. Just try to really work that standing leg. Take an inhale. As you exhale, slowly start to shift the weight into your left foot. As you shift the weight into your left foot, you're going to start to extend your back leg and then lift it up towards the ceiling, towards your hip height. So make sure your gaze is down. Then you're going to try to open that hip to the side wall. Once you feel comfortable here, you can start to extend your top arm. Once you're comfortable here, you can start to turn your gaze. If you fall out, just come back in. You're just going to hold this for one more breath. And then slowly start to make your way back into your warrior two. Bring your hands to your hips, turn your left toes in, and then step your feet in. Just shake it out. Well done, guys. Now come to the front of your mat. Take an inhale, reach your arms up and over your head. And as you exhale, slowly come down to your standing forward fold. And then from here, we're just going to step back into our downward dog. And we're going to start to make our way to pigeon. So, gazing towards your hands, bring your right knee behind your right wrist and your right foot behind your left wrist. And then slide your left leg back, really tuck that left hip under. So maybe bring it more towards the centre of the mat. Hands by your hips, inhale to lengthen the torso. And as you exhale, you're going to walk your hands forward and bring your body over your front leg. So if you've got blocks or cushion here and your right hip is really high, you can place it underneath your right hip. Again, if your forehead doesn't reach the mat, you can use a block or a cushion under your forehead, or you can use your hands if you don't have anything. Once you're down in this position, keep tucking your left hip under and drawing your right hip back. And we're going to stay here for about a minute. So try to find a nice comfortable position. Once you find that first point of resistance, just stay there and breathe into it, energetically drawing that right hip back, left hip under. Maybe just return back to the breath we started with. Try to relax your shoulders here. And then after your next full breath, slowly walk your hands back up. Inhale, lengthen your chest. And as you exhale, I want you to turn your torso over towards your right knee. And then just walk yourself over your right knee. Again, try to relax your shoulders here. Maybe just returning back to that breath we started with. And then after your next full breath, you're going to slowly start to make your way back. Again, start by bringing your hands either side of your hips. Inhale, lengthen your torso. And then we're going to slowly start to bring ourselves back into downward dog. So again, just tuck those left toes, lift the knee, and bring yourself back into your downward dog. And maybe just pedal out your feet here. Just noticing the difference between your left and your right side. And then when you're ready, you're going to bring your left knee to the back of your left wrist, left foot to the back of your right wrist. This time tucking your right hip under. So again, really tuck that right hip under. Make sure your left toes are pointing back. And again, start by walking the hands to your hips, extending your spine as you inhale. And as you exhale, just walking over your front leg. You're really drawing the right hip under and the left hip back this time. So again, if you need to use props, do use them. Try to relax your shoulders here. Once you find that first point of resistance, just hold it there and breathe into it. And again, we're going to stay here for about a minute. after your next full breath, slowly calm back up. This time turn your torso over your left knee, take an inhale, and as you exhale, you're just going to walk yourself over your left knee. And then after your next full breath, slowly make your way back up. And again, let's just come to a quick downward dog. Tuck your right toes, lift your knee. Again, just pedal out the feet here if you need to. And then you're going to just drop your knees here. And then we're just going to come into a cobbler pose. So you're going to grab the outsides of your feet, your ankles. Remember, your heels can be further away or they can be closer towards your groin, whatever's comfortable for you. And then just use your elbows on the inside of those thighs just to draw those knees down. Keep your shoulders drawing down your back. Take an inhale as you exhale. Maybe just lower the chest down towards your feet. Maybe just gently rocking those knees closer towards the floor. So no force here. And then slowly come back up. And we're going to slowly start to make our way down to the mat. So we're going to do one bridge pose here. So bring your heels underneath your knees, toes pointing forward. Your hips there, so your knees and your feet are about hip distance. And then place your palms down by your sides. Really draw those shoulders under. And as you press down through the soles of your feet, your hands and your shoulders, you're going to inhale and start to lift your lower back, your middle back and your upper back off the mat. We're just going to hold it here. Imagine your pubic bone is drawing down towards your knees and your chest is drawing towards your chin, and then maybe you can draw those shoulders under. And then from here you can interlace your hands underneath your lower back. So really press down into your arms. Try not to let those knees collapse out. Really press down into the big toes. Use your thighs here. Engage your core. One more breath here. And then slowly release your hands. Bring your hands down by your sides. And vertebra by vertebra, you're going to slowly lower your back down towards the mat. Tuck your tailbone so you can get the whole back onto the mat. Well done. Now just draw your knees into your chest, gentle hug of the knees in. And then we're going to come to a quick happy baby pose. So you can grab the backs of the heels, index middle finger around the big toes, or grabbing the outside of the feet. And once in this position, try to connect the lower back down to the mat. So you want the feet, the soles of the feet to be parallel towards the ceiling, knees to be drawing down towards the mat. And then maybe you just want to rock your happy baby here. Do whatever feels nice to you. Or maybe just come to a still position, using your hands to draw those knees down towards the mat. But try not to lift the lower back off the mat. And then slowly gently draw the knees back in towards the chest. And from here we're going to slowly start to make our way into our final pose, Shavasana. So just lengthen your legs out down the mat.
Now's the opportunity for you if you need to wear extra layers, or if you want to maybe close the curtains or switch off the lights. And then we'll all meet lying down on our mat. So just take an opportunity here to scan your body one last time. Notice if you're still holding on to any tension. And then maybe just take a few deep breaths down into that area, just to soften it. And then slowly let the feet splay out to the sides. Soften your legs and your thighs. Soften your hands, your forearms, your arms. Let your palms face up to the ceiling, fingertips rolling in. Just soften the front and the back body. Let the front body just melt down into the back body. And the back body just melts down into the mat. Let the shoulders draw back into your mat as your chest remains nice and open. And then release any tension at the back of your neck, your face and your jaw. Slowly soften the area around your eyes, your cheeks and your forehead. As we come into our final pose, Shavasana. So again, I invite you to stay in this pose for at least 5 to 10 minutes to really get the benefits from today's practice. Namaste.